Hello and welcome to a new video. We are back with the PvP Dueling Tier List for the upcoming Classic Server Project Epoch, and this is the second part of it. We are once again focusing on 1v1 duels and will rank every class forward. We will do 2v2 and 3v3 arena as well in the future. At the second part, I'm again with Shielde and our guest Melt from our comment section. Let's dive in.
Let's move on to something else then. I was thinking about Shaman, because that's the one I know something about, but do you have any other you want to start with? Or
Go with the Shaman, that's fine.
Okay, let's start with the most useless of them all, Enhancement Shaman. I think Enhancement Shaman is C tier. Maybe between Combat, Rogue and Fury, or maybe below Fury.
It's also just a PvE spec, right?
Yes. You don't have any, like Warrior has charge, Warrior has some things like Spell Reflex, or Warrior can get out of CC. Shaman, the only thing they have is toughness. That's a very, very important talent to actually get out of roots and stuff. It lowers the amount of time you're rooted by 50%, so it's quite good. You need that for sure. But I wish they would have done something else. I wish, I've said this in about 12 hours, well, I wish the Shamanistic Rage, once you press that spell, it should remove all CC effects. So it should work like a second trinket.
Or what also could be working is you can use Ghost Wolf the same as shape shifting as a Druid.
That would be too powerful.
You think so?
Yeah, that would be too powerful. That would be.
But you can.
That would make.
But then you can make it. But you can make an internal CD on it. That once it's triggered, you have a CD on it. Like you can still Ghost Wolf, but you don't get out of CC with it. Like this is also a change that could have been made. Just differs too much.
But I think that's if you say improve Ghost Wolf should give you that. You get that in the second talent tier in enhancement. That would basically make Elemental also be able to use it, which can be good, but it can also be very overpowered. Because now Elemental get access to no roots, like they can't get rooted anymore.
True.
So that's going to make them a lot more powerful as well. But I say, when it comes to Elemental, I think they're also very, very low.
So maybe it's a change.
Wait. I want to add one point to the Enhancement Shaman before we go on.
Yes.
They adjusted Wind Fury weapons, so two-hand Shamans have way more Wind Fury procs. Their baseline was 20% in TBC, and now it has a 36% chance to proc. So it's 16% higher. So you have, with a big two-hand weapon, you do insane damage. They nerfed a bit the attack power bonus for the swings to compensate this. But if a Shaman reaches you, they hit really, really hard. The chance that they hit hard is higher on Project Epoch. I would still leave them at C tier, but I would put them on top of the other two classes.
Yes, I agree with that completely.
Yeah, they are like a RNG class. You can actually just get very, very lucky in any fight and just one-shot somebody. Like you can get lucky. I'm not saying that Enhancement Shaman won't win any duels. They absolutely will win some duels, but it mainly comes down to luck more than utility, because they don't really have any utility. That's really what in my opinion, the Shaman lacks utility, and they need to be able to get out of CC. That's the biggest issue in Arena as well. Unless you have like 400 resilience as an Enhancement Shaman, you're not going to be climbing the ladder. They're just too weak in PvP. And I feel it's much worse in duels, because now you don't have even a healer to help you. You're just on your own, and I think most classes beat you. But I am going to agree with you, putting it at least on high C tier with the changes you just mentioned. And two-handed for PvP is actually better than two one-handed, because of the chance of just one-shotting somebody. So maybe even very low B tier or high C tier.
Yeah, high C tier is fine because it has too many weaknesses, of course. But yeah, it's just casino spec.
Definitely casino spec.
Yeah.
Not that it's not fun to have those casino moments, but it's just not consistent.
Yeah, they're very interesting in PvE, but they're not very interesting in PvP, in my opinion. I think overall, with the changes that everyone else gets in PvP in Burning Crusade, the Shaman class got the least love in terms of PvP in TBC, and they need to rectify this here on Project Epoch, in my opinion. I think the love that the Shaman got on Turtle WoW was just, it's almost too much, because they are really just one-shotting everyone. And like mages don't have extra, water pet that can CC you, and warriors don't have all the stuff that they have in TBC, and hunters don't have all the stuff they have. So like comparable to vanilla on Turtle WoW was much more than what they've gotten here in Project Epoch. So I hope they are going to do something to help them get out of CC. I think that's the biggest issue for Enhancement Shaman. They can't stay on the target. Then Elemental. Yeah, I would maybe put Elemental on the low B tier. There are one thing that really talks or helps Elemental Shaman against cast, or especially mages, that is at Shadow Priest, for instance, or Shaman in general, is that once they get silenced while casting, they are locked out of all spells pretty much, except for Frost Shock and Fire Shock. All else they're locked out of. They can't heal themselves, they can't do any damage, because everything the Shaman has, all the spell schools are nature, and you just have to not get silenced. But they actually changed that. So if you will say, for instance, you fight a mage now, you actually want to use your Molten Blast instead of your Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning. You want to use your Molten Blast in hopes that the mage will silence you on your Fire school, can still heal yourself. Then you can actually out-heal his damage. If you have enough PvP defense and stuff, then you can start just hard cast heals. And you still have your ability to use Earth Shock for interrupt. You have your ability to use Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt and Nature Swiftness and all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I also like the Molten Blast change a lot for Elemental Shaman on Epoch. I think it's a good change. For example, with classes who can kick or who can counterspell, as you said, you can start doing mind games a bit with this. And it's really helping you. Also, you got a new spell, like your Elemental Overload is working with this as well. So you have a chance to double proc it, basically. And that's still a lot of burst. And the thing what Elemental Shaman always had was a lot of burst. So I don't think they will be that bad, to be honest.
Yeah. Actually, I just came to think of it. I said something wrong. Shadow Priest is a complete silence. It's not a school logout.
Yeah.
Rogue is a school logout. Other shamans are a school logout. The silence from a mage is, depending on if you have the improved counterspell or not, is partly silence and spell school logout as well, right?
Yes.
Half and half, right? Yeah. So, and I don't know of other classes that has some sort of kick ability that's going to lock you out of your nature school.
Warlock, I don't know if you said that.
And also activate your global cooldown, which can be devastating for your sustain. So that's pretty much the Shaman.
So we keep it at low B, the Elemental Shaman. I mean, they didn't get much, as we except for Molten Blast. They don't have much support, right?
Yeah.
They have a bit more spell power with a Flame Tongue weapon.
I think there's some classes that they can destroy. I think a Elemental can probably destroy a Shokadin. Maybe they have a good chance against
and stuff.
Yeah. Maybe they have, because they can also just start to heal themselves. So unless the Shokadin can actually one-shot the Shaman, then he'll just heal himself pretty easily and just sustain the fight or attrition the fight with the mana. And then you have maybe mages. They are a little bit squishy. The Shaman can easily kill a mage if he can avoid getting silenced and
you also
avoid getting sheeped.
Move away.
Yeah. I don't know. Warrior against a warrior, it can go both ways, but I think Elemental Shaman in 90% of the cases against a God Arms Warrior, he will lose because they have a reduced healing effect, Mortal Strike. They have so much other stuff they can interrupt with, Hummel and all that stuff. So the only real chance, maybe against Hunter, that could go both ways. I think maybe if an Elemental Shaman just stands there and starts to heal himself, as against a Beast Mastery Hunter, really geared and has a lot of defense, he can maybe out-heal the Hunter's burst. And once the Hunter burst is over, that's it, the Hunter is dead. So he has some very specific fights he might be able to win.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would also agree.
Okay.
I think it's a cool class to play. I think it's fun, especially in Battlegrounds and stuff, but in 1v1 it's not that strong.
Yeah, in Battlegrounds they are very, very strong. Just try to sit in the back lines and shoot your Chain Lightnings and getting those overload procs on that's very, very fun. I think Enhancement in Battlegrounds, that's horrendous. You're going to die constantly. So squishy. All right, moving on then, shall we?
Resto?
Resto Shaman, we
have to put them somewhere. I think they are just... maybe they can attrition some fights. Yeah, in dueling, maybe they can attrition some fights because of their Earth Shield. But, I don't think they can actually kill anyone. They can't kill anyone. They can just sit there. Even if you fight against classes that can't heal themselves, they will either sap, blind, trap, and then just drink and eat up to full and then reset the fight constantly until you don't have any more mana left and then you're dead.
Yep.
So competent players will not get killed by a Resto Shaman, even if he can try and attrition the fight. That's not going to work if you're against a good player.
Yeah,
in rare
I think
cases,
it's fine to put them in D.
Yeah, in rare cases, maybe against the priest, Shadow Priest or Horde Priest, because they can't really CC you with anything. A mage can CC you with sheep and eat up and drink up to full, but the Shadow Priest can't really do anything, so maybe you could attrition that guy down.
I mean, a good Shadow Priest will kill the Tremor with a wand and just fear them, right?
Yeah, it's not enough to kill a Resto Shaman, I think, with Earth Shield on. So
you can spell that as a priest.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I'm just trying to find one good reason to maybe fight against something, but I think you're maybe right.
They are D tier. That's fine.
Yeah, they are still D tier. Maybe they have one good fight or something. That's it. Okay, now we take priest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's take priest.
Starting with Shadow Priest then?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, sure. Shadow Priest for me is an S tier class for 1v1. They are really, really strong. They have a lot of defensive tools with the shield and their fear. They do a lot of damage with their dots and their mind blast, their mind flay and stuff. And they are self-sustaining while doing damage. Really great class. You can win against nearly everything if you know what you do. Yeah, so for me, that's a S tier class.
I go totally with it. I played a lot of Shadow Priest during Season of Mastery, PvP. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're basically immortal when we see vanilla talents, and I think they're still strong with TBC talents. All they got is just annoying to play against, and a good Shadow Priest will beat the most average and above average player.
And they don't require much skill to play. They're very kind of simple, easy to play compared to a Sub Rogue or Frost Mage. Also Hunter is also very easy to play. Beastmaster Hunter is also.
You just need to know how to juke.
Yeah. So I agree. I wouldn't put them on high S tier, but I'd put them on low S tier, maybe above the Hunter. What do you guys think?
Hard to tell. I mean, you have a silence as a Shadow Priest, which is helping a lot, which for 5 seconds, that's a lot. But I think as a BM Hunter, you have more burst than a Shadow Priest, right? So
it really depends on gear, I think, It really depends on gear and how strong, the resilience stat or PvP defense stat is. I
mean, you won't go as a Shadow Priest because of your Shadow Fiend, right? So Duel won't ever go long enough so you can go as a Shadow, in my opinion. Hard to tell. I think they are both really strong.
I remember in TPC, I beat most Shadow Priests early on as a Hunter in the early, Season 1, Season 2. Once you start to get beyond that, Season 3, there's so much resilience in the game. Hunter can't burst anything down anymore. They don't scale as much with their gear as resilience outplays it. So then move on to Holy Priest.
The Smite Priest.
The Smite Priest, that's very interesting build now.
Very interesting.
Really interesting, but I made a build on the side. I clicked a bit through the talent calculator for the Smite Priest, and I have to say, I think it's more of a PvE spec.
Yeah, I think so too.
A bit of utility.
Yes.
They have a bit of utility in the Holy Tree, get crit twice or stuff like this, and you can get a bit of free cast for heals, but I don't think this will be good at PvP.
No. I very much agree with you. It looks to me to be purely something they did to increase the PvE builds for Priest.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe something even to please the fans of the Smite Priest, because it's something we never had in WoW Vanilla. It also doesn't seem to be balanced out enough at the moment. I'm not sure if it's good or how the numbers will work out, but I think it needs a bit more love.
Yeah. Maybe somewhere in the middle of the C tier or low C tier.
Yeah, I think Elemental Shaman is better than a Smite Priest on paper, so I would also put it on C tier. Yeah. Okay. Maybe, yeah. Maybe hard to say, hard to tell here.
Very hard to tell. Yeah. Maybe stronger
maybe
than
better
Fury.
Than Fury. Yeah, maybe, but hard to tell.
Yeah, very hard to tell. And guys, everyone needs to remember when we play something like this, it's not because we think necessarily that the Fury will lose to Holy Priest. We're talking about how will a Holy Priest, how strong will a Holy Priest be against all other classes compared to how strong will a Fury Warrior be compared to all other classes. So that's how it kind of works with the tier lists in general.
Yep.
Okay.
Disc Priest.
Disc Priest, yes. That is...
To be honest,
yeah,
at least B tier.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
I think so too.
If you go down the discipline tree, I think you will not take the capstone Powerwood Barrier. I'm not sure. I don't see it in a dual spec. I think you go like until Power Infusion maybe, and then you spec into Shadow. That makes you like a hybrid disc Shadow Priest, and that's on paper. Just when you read it, what you have and what you get, you're very strong. You get good self-sustain by the Shadow abilities. You have a silence. You have improved. You have your shields are strong. You got pain suppression. You have the 15% increased resist to stun, fear, and silence. Yada 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 yada. You're at least middle of the pack B tier. I think a good disc priest can kill a lot of players, and even a average arms player can get beaten by a good disc shadow hybrid player. Pretty sure.
I totally agree. I would even put them on low A tier, to be honest, because you win as a disc priest against every caster with your mana burn strategy. You will out-sustain them, basically everyone, I think, except for the higher classes like S tier and stuff. But if you play it right, you can win a lot. I think a good disc priest, I would also build them like a combination of disc and shadow, because that makes just sense. And I think that's really, really strong. Not insane strong, but really good.
But really
now
good.
That you mentioned pain suppression, that's been changed completely. So it's like you get it a lot earlier now. And then that could actually also make, Holy Priest more viable, because you'd go maybe into Discipline and get the pain suppression there. And even even getting the power infusion from Discipline. You would go deep into Discipline as Holy, no?
I don't think you can go into power infusion. You can get pain suppression. And maybe you can, yeah. You don't lose so much for it, that's true. Yeah, it could be a way, yeah.
Power infusion, I don't think so, but maybe pain suppression.
I think like Holy Priest is kind of a unicorn right now. It can be pretty much...
It's a unicorn. It can be a lot of things.
It can be anywhere.
Yes, you wouldn't take Lightwell and Circle of Healing because it just doesn't make sense. But as a Smite Priest, like we rank, there must be another picture called Priest Smite and not Priest Holy. Because you probably go for this hybrid thingy.
Yeah, you would definitely go for something hybrid, and maybe then they would rank higher because of the changes to where pain suppression sits on the talent tree in Discipline, which is a huge defensive ability for priests. So that's very, very big for PvP that it got moved up this high, and making a lot other builds more interesting and a lot of hybrid builds more interesting, I think.
Yes, I agree.
For sure, yeah.
So I'd probably actually, just because of that, move the priest up to high C tier. Just for now, even though it's the unicorn, we don't know if it could even be A tier, but just to not piss off so many people in my comment section. I will piss off people anyway.
But yeah, this priest will be very annoying, very hard to play against, even if it's only low A.
But would you go into Shadow as a disc priest?
Yes.
Or would you go into Holy?
Shadow, 100% Shadow.
Oh, Shadow.
For dueling and for literally, I think every others as well.
Okay.
Like even when we talk about 2v2, 3v3 later, even then you go Shadow, pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah. As a Disc Priest in an arena team, you want to be more offensive than defensive. You can shield a bit, but mainly you master spell and you mana burn and dispel others, you purge others. So that's your main job. And with silence on top of it, you simply do this better.
You want your Shadow Word Pain on top all of the time, so it can proc Blackout. Yeah, well, yes, you can silence, you can fear. Yeah, you can set up with it a little bit. Yeah, you're just a menace.
Yeah.
Let's take Druid now.
Do we start with Resto?
I mean, you could only go over dots. You try to dot them down and make a really, really long nutrition fight, maybe.
Yeah,
I think that's not working out in a duel, right? Not against most classes.
Maybe against mages, because you can't really CC the Druid.
Nah. Mages kill Resto Druid pretty sure.
Mages will kill. Yeah, Mage will kill Resto Druid.
Even a Frost Mage?
Even a Frost
for sure.
Mage.
Absolutely, Frost Mage has insane burst. They know exactly. They
but
wait until
only with Shadow.
That's you can just wait until the Druid goes out of mana, and if he takes inner weight, then he'll steal it as a mage, and then you just burst him down. A mage never loses against the Resto Druid.
How will you wait until the Druid gets out of mana? He has Innovate.
Innovate?
This gets spellstone by the mage. Offensive spells take a lot of mana if you have to take them, if you can't only hoard. And then when you go you want Innovate, and the mage steals it, so you have no more mana. And then the mage simply kills you.
Steal, yeah, maybe you're right, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
I have to disagree. I don't think this can work for me. I mean, Resto Druid in TBC in Arena is absolutely the best class out there for sure, but not in
1v1s, yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so we are ranking like the Druid low because of in 1 versus 1 they're not that strong.
No.
They're missing damage.
Yeah.
Probably D tier. I was tripping there. I thought maybe they can, but no, they can't.
Okay. Yeah, for sure not worse than a Resto Shaman. I don't believe that.
I think both are not very good.
I think it doesn't matter the D tier, right?
Yeah, it does not really.
Maybe. Okay, moving on to balance.
Yeah, interesting, but not that good, right? I mean, same as in TBC, what did they get which supports them on Project Epoch?
Nothing really.
Let me check.
Is it mostly a burst the same way that it was in TBC, right? You have a chance if they burst.
Yeah. You have high burst, but you have nothing else, right? You have high mana costs.
Yeah, you get very quickly. It's all very sluggish to play. It's very hard to shapeshift as constantly shapeshift as a balance. C tier, I would consider.
It's same as Elemental, I would say. Maybe Elemental is better. I would give them.
I don't think.
I don't know
if
I give them the B tier. Maybe it's 3DC. Atotar, I don't think. I think Elemental Shaman is better than a Umkin.
You really think that? I don't think so. I think Umkin is better than Elemental.
Why is that?
They just have more utility. They have the trees. They have so much interrupt with that. The
trees got updated, by the way.
What has changed for the trees?
Just as updated, probably just updated from. It's just this TBC state of that.
No, they have. If they say they have updated on the website page, it's beyond just TBC changes. But that's a problem with the Project Epoch. I think they should have written something below the updated.
What has changed?
Yeah, what has actually changed?
But even with updated Force of Nature, they can't be good.
I wouldn't consider them good either.
But it really depends on if they're stronger than Elemental or below.
It's something in between there. Like I think it's like splitting your hair. Not a lot is different. Both are very, very weak. Not the worst, but very weak.
And all those Zoomkins will tell us in the comments anyway how wrong we are about this.
you mean the Umkins because they have mana, right?
Yeah, he said Umkin.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay. Then moving on to Feral. We don't think we should consider Feral tank and Feral DPS. We just don't consider Feral.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Let's consider Feral. Would say S tier.
Okay.
S tier. Okay. Wow.
Yes, I would consider S tier or low S tier at least with the changes they got. They got new spells. They got Maim and they got Lacerate. I think that's not the big. Or no, at least they updated Maim and Lacerate. But that's not the big thing. I think with the change in Furor in the restoration tree, that this you have yes, exactly, for the power shift you have another slot free on your gear. Or no, let's frame it different. If you wouldn't use your wolf set from vanilla, you couldn't power shift. Now you can power shift even
power shift
if you're not
PvP
using
in a 1v1. Is that even a thing?
Yes, definitely. Exactly there.
Okay.
That's the thing where you probably most power shift because of you want to get out of your form for CC, and then you can get in and you instantly have the rage that you need to feral charge, for example.
Rage?
Rage. Also get rage. You need yes, you get 15 rage. Out of it, you also have 60 energy when you shapeshift into cat. I mean, it's very expensive mana-wise, but and the other thing is you get feral attack, so you get a flat DPS increase by wearing a weapon, and the effect of the weapon. So if the weapon has a stun effect on it, some two-hand mace has stun on it, and plus attack power for being in cat form or bear, it just shakes up a lot of things. And that's why I consider them S tier.
Yes, I see.
I mean, a lot of good points there. The Furor change helps a lot. You have a lot of burst with Shred, but you also go fast as a feral druid, right?
True.
I played back in the days together with a warrior as a holy paladin and with a feral druid, and that was really fun, and I was impressed how much this person back in the day got out of this class, and this was a normal TBC. I also think that feral druids can be strong on Project Epoch, really strong in PvP. I wouldn't think they are S because of the mana problems they have. I would put them on high A for me, but I can understand his points for sure.
I would put them below arms and in high A as well, but I wouldn't put them above arms.
Okay.
I think the changes that warriors got on already in TBC, maybe not in duels actually. Now
that's the thing.
That's the thing. I keep thinking arena and putting in my head. I'm getting arena into the mix. Yeah, but I think for duels. 1v1, I actually think maybe feral is up here above the arms warrior. Maybe
mana is the only problem, but they can pot. They can pot in form.
True.
Yeah. But I don't think it's a kind of looked down upon to pot in duels. Like if you pot in a duel, then the other one is going to pot in a duel as well. And also,
but I think we are talking about 1v1s here, where everyone does everything to win. I mean, we said no professionals; they are not into this mix, but everything else is possible, right?
Yes, but that also means that every other one has also the ability to pot. So it equals the playing field. So meaning like everyone can pot, then nobody can pot. So it's the same.
Yeah, that's true. But feral druid with a mana pot can dish out way more damage than a retribution paladin, for example, can do, because they transist this mana in a lot of damage with power shifting. So for a feral druid, a mana pot is a big update.
Yeah, but a healing pot is also a big thing for a retribution paladin.
So but not if they are stunned all the time.
But is the paladin stunned all the time? He has bubble.
Yeah, one time, and then he will be kited anyway, or stunned or CC'd.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. If you pop wings, let's say you pop wings, you don't use your bubble. You pop your wings.
Then you can't use bubble, yeah.
Nope. And exactly. But then you still have a big healing potion. That's going to heal you for a lot. That's
okay, but you pop.
That's an instant cast Holy Light.
But you pop wings, and let's say you pop wings, and you don't have any opportunity to stun the druid. The druid will just run away, entangle, cyclone, then he just kites you around.
I think a red paladin needs to kill a druid in one stun. You need to pop your stun, then you pop your wings right before you pop your stun. Then you go up to the target, you twist them, command and the other undead seal thing. And then you judge that as well. You get the command judged on the target, and then you pretty much you hope the target dies. You hope the enemy dies.
So it's roulette again.
And you have the extra damage from Crusader Strike that is now going through armor. So even if the Druid sits in bear form, you're pretty much just doing spell damage on him.
Yeah, but only on the seal and on the Crusader Strike, right? I mean, a Feral Druid with Rancid Regeneration and a full Rage Bar will simply out-heal you anyway.
Yeah, but the entire damage of the Crusader Strike will be holy.
But it won't be enough to take one Feral Druid in bear form from 100 to 0. Not in a stun.
Maybe not.
If you have to get them in cat form to really burst them.
You need to catch them in cat form. If you catch the Druid in cat form with a stun, you have wings. You can seal twist as well quite easily on here because they
then you one-shot them probably.
You can kill him in cat form, but a good Feral Druid won't be caught in cat form, right? You have your trinket as well, which you removes the stun, and then you just run away and laugh when the paladin uses his wings.
I mean, he's right?
Yes, he is right. Okay. I give up.
Not like I have experienced this in the past as a repetition pattern sometimes.
Okay. Awesome. Well, then let's move on to because we don't. That's it for Druid, right?
We're not considering Feral Druid because Feral DPS
tank is the same as Feral DPS. Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
I would say so too.
Warlock. Holy shit.
Oh yeah. This is a class that we spared for last, and I think for a good reason, to be honest.
It's to make the viewers watch the entire video.
Yeah, because a lot of people will have fun playing Affliction.
Yes.
Have fun playing Demo and have fun playing Destro, but I think everyone has a different use case. Affliction has a lot of changes. Are we starting with Affliction? I'm sorry, I just
let's just start with Affliction.
Okay, I just got carried away and took matters into my hand. They updated a lot of stuff they have. For example, how Seed works, how Unstable Affliction works, and I think they are very strong. I was talking to Shelly yesterday about SLSL, and I think this will be very, very strong as well in only as a dual spec. It's already strong. And I think Affliction is, I would say, maybe not early on, but later on it gets S tier.
We talk about Affliction, we talk about SLSL or Unstable.
I would say the thing is you can play both. That's the thing, right? I mean, there's no SLSL, so what are we considering SLSL here?
Yeah, is that Demo or Affliction?
Exactly, that's the question. But Demo could also be Felguard, right? So hard to say here. We would need another symbol.
Okay, this is SLSL.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, then when we talk SLSL, I would definitely consider them S tier.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I think we don't have to discuss this. Everyone.
Go on.
Yeah. No, I wanted to say everyone that played TBC knows how dominant SLSL is. Yes, I would even consider them above sub. I think they're just.
No, I wouldn't do that. The SL has been nerfed.
Okay, well, we need to see but then below sub. Let's put them below sub. We need to see how they play out as SLSL. How the nerfs.
But what do you mean with the nerfs for SLSL?
I think they said that Soul Link has been nerfed. It's not reducing that much damage, is it? Am I wrong?
But they have. I'm not sure if Soul Link got adjusted. To be honest, I have to check it up.
No, it doesn't. It didn't. It's the same as the TBC.
Was it not 30% in TBC?
Check it up, but it doesn't say updated.
I know they nerfed the Seed of Corruption for PvE for Warlock because that was way too strong with the AoE. Yeah. But I don't think they adjusted either Soul Link nor
It was 20%.
It's 20%, yeah. I just heard something about that being nerfed somehow, but maybe it's something else about it then.
To be honest, they are even buffed because of the talent adjustments in the affliction tree. You have way stronger drain life now because of the talents you got there. You have way less points to spend, and you want to drain life as an SL Warlock anyway when you got all your dots up and when you feed. So this is your filler spell at the end, and with this they are even stronger than in original TBC in my opinion.
Do you think the developers are playing Warlock?
Yeah, for sure.
Probably.
What the fuck is this? So we are putting them on the highest of highest S tier.
They are the most annoying stuff you can play against. They will dominate duels like crazy, and we will talk about them later as well. They will not only dominate duels, I can assure you that.
Another point, have you seen the Spellstone change? They share a cooldown with Healthstone now, yes, so you can only use Healthstone or Spellstone or Firestone at once with 2 minutes in between, but it doesn't matter as an SL Warlock. You have so much heal that you can just use a Spellstone, which completely breaks every CC on you, every debuff on you, everything on you. You are completely purged from anything once, so you have another trinket plus damage reduction in it. This is insane. This class for PvP is just broken. But what do you want to do against this? The only class who could win against a Warlock, in my opinion, be a Rogue. If they know what they do, I think a Rogue can win against everyone. So I'm also asking if Sub-Rogue or Warlock should be on the top of this list. But I think overall the Warlock is just stronger in all other matchups.
Yeah, because we have to consider how will the class fare, not just against the classes on the same tier, but against all classes in overall sense.
Exactly. And for this, I think the Warlock can win against everything and with less effort than a Rogue, in my opinion.
Definitely, they are way easier to play.
Yeah, easier. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And then we have full affliction or deep affliction.
I think early on, I think they will grow with the expansion with the Epoch timeline. I don't know if they want to implement haste as a stat, because if they will do, affliction will scale up a lot because dots are ticking faster. I'm not sure if dots are able to crit on Epoch.
No, they don't.
Okay, they don't. So this makes them weaker. I'm torn towards somewhere between A and B.
Yeah. I think
really, but they are squished, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
I would also
retribution. I think
B is fine. B is fine for sure. Yeah.
Above elemental, below retribution.
No one will play this because everyone can play SL, right?
I'm thinking when would you use unstable affliction? Because that's really the only thing that you're getting beyond the SL.
Only in arenas 3v3 when you play together with a restoration shaman and shadow priest, just to make this combination viable, but not in duels.
Not in duels. In duels, you're just going to lose. In duels, you'll just be dead.
Yes. And stable affliction is good if it gets purged or dispelled because of the silence. So once you have it on a caster or a healer and it gets dispelled, maybe
you can beat a shaman, elemental shaman, but maybe not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think you can. I think with the change that they made to drain life, I think they have very, very good sustain. I think Siphon Life also heals a lot. I think they are not. I think we underestimate them, but I don't have proof for that.
I actually want to put them at the lowest of B tiers, because I think Elemental Shaman stands a greater chance against all other classes than an Affliction. And I also think the Balanced Druid stands as a greater chance against all other classes than an Affliction. I think you kind of need to be SLSL to be really, really strong enough at least to stand as great of a chance against all other classes than the LA and the and Balance.
I see that in the world. I see that.
I agree with you.
Big picture thing, yeah.
They are just too squishy. They can't hold themselves up and they just die in cooldowns of other classes, pretty sure.
Yeah. Can an enhancement shaman could even beat an affliction, I think. Honestly, maybe even a combat rogue and a fury.
I think a fury and a combat rogue can also beat an affliction.
So they're actually C tier somewhere in here, right? Maybe. It really depends on how the affliction compares to the other tiers of classes.
How good are the dots ticking? That's also the question.
Yeah, that is the question.
Yeah, I mean, when you can CC another class and get all your dots out, the other class will die. But the thing is, you won't be able to as an affliction lock, right?
Yeah, true. I mean, once
you're just too squishy, you will die really fast against even a marksmanship hunter. With his silence, he will silence you. And then the marksman hunter will just kill you before, and he will, if you try to cast anything against him, he will just scatter shot, trap, and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, most classes here will win against an affliction warlock for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Same goes for a warlock expert. Honestly, I'm not a warlock expert, but this is what I think sometimes.
It's just a PvE spec, it's not a PvP spec, it's not made for this. It can work on battlegrounds when you don't have anyone attacking you in the back, and a 1v1 you are just cooked, you have no chance, basically, against most classes. It goes for Destruction Warlock, it's the same thing. It's also more a PvE spec, it can be viable in certain matchups and in certain combinations with other classes because of your burst, but you have the same problem as an Affliction Warlock. You have to even hardcast.
Yeah, but I think because if you would play Destruction, you would definitely play with a Succubus and you would play with Shadow Fury. And that's 2 stuns. And then you will get your big fireball off that's going to one-shot somebody, or the Conflagrate, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Conflagrate and Incinerate you use.
So I think Destruction is higher than Affliction, honestly.
I mean, the AoE stun is a thing,
Yeah, you have more setup than an Elemental Shaman. You have so much to interrupt the target with, because you will be playing with the Succubus, as for sure you will be playing with the Succubus. You won't be playing with the Succubus as Affliction, because the dots will break the Seduce. But as a Destro, that's a whole nother thing, in my opinion. That's a whole nother thing.
Would you go Capstone? That's also the question.
Yes. You would go Shadow Fury, I think, for sure.
Yeah, but Shadow Fury is in the middle. Anymore. It's not the golf one. That's the thing. Yeah. It's in the middle.
It's the one sacrifice now for Destruction. Shadow Fury is on the, the first to third, fifth row, Yes. So you go Rune, you take Shadow Fury with it, and then you can go in another tree if you want to.
No.
So you would also play Destro Hybrid.
No. Yeah. So it's.
I mean, you can also take stuff like Soul Leech, which is healing you and stuff with your crits and damage, which is also cool for PvP. You could go Backlash as for a PvP spec. You reduce the casting time of your next Incinerate by 100% after a crit. There are options on Project Epoch to play Destro, that's true.
Could technically get Shadow Fury, Ruin, and Soul Link in Demonology. I think it's still worse than as LSL.
And another thing, Shadow Fury has been buffed. What? Really? Now it's no longer a 2-second stun, it's a 3-second stun as well.
Is it instant?
It's always been a cast, so if it's instant now as well, it's going to be way too much.
Well, after TBC it went instant.
Yes, that's true.
Can't see that here.
And no, it doesn't say if there's a cast time dead.
No.
That is so crazy that they move Shadow Fury up all the way up here. So you get it even as deep? No, you can't get it as deep Demonology, but you can get it.
No, you can go as L.
You can get it as Affliction.
No, you can get it as deep. Wait.
No, not deep. No. I'm saying you can get it halfway. You could do Hybrid, Affliction, Destro if you wanted to. I don't know why you would want to, but maybe you would. I haven't theorycrafted enough, but I think Demonic Sacrifice is bad for PvP. I don't see why you would do Demonic Sacrifice
I don't see it
PvP.
either.
So you'd skip that, and then you could maybe even say, okay, Conflagrate, yes. You want, of course, Shadow Fury, you get it very easily. And now you have 10 talent points. Or you have, 6 talent points.
And you want Backlash, and you want Shadow and Flame. All these 3 talents are really way down on the Destruction tree and in PvP, because they are so good to pass, right? You can't pass on those talents.
But it still opens up some talents for the other trees.
Yeah, sure.
And I don't know what you could go ahead and get, but maybe you could go ahead. What is this demonology? What is this?
You want demonic embrace, you get 15% more stamina for sure. That's what you take from demonology. You also could go affliction now, but it doesn't make sense, right? Can you get to nightfall?
You can get to Soul Link.
Yes, but only
you can
only
get Soul
if
Link
you,
destruction.
you could get if you only take 3 points in demonic embrace and then go nightfall. Yes, that works.
I mean, nightfall is also cool, but you don't probably want it all the time, right? You can also play just fire on destruction now, so you don't want nightfall support.
Yes, you probably go for just for the fire damage. I agree.
What is the other talent that is in demonology? I can't read it. It goes outside my screen. The new talent.
You mean the new talent?
Yeah, it goes outside of my screen.
It depends on the pet you have right now. It has another effect for every pet you have out, and depending on what you use for you. So for Succubus, Saturn Warlock, it just buffs its damage.
So maybe something like something like instead of SL, maybe something like SL Destro.
Ruin. Yeah,
Ruin,
something like that.
Maybe that's because you can get Shadow Fury, which is huge for PvP, like huge stun.
But is it huge for 1v1 situations? That's the other question.
Yes, that's basically your conflagrate cast or something, a big fireball cast. What's it called, the big fireball they do?
Soul Fire.
Yeah, something like that. Combined with something, I don't know, maybe Soulfire, that's too long, that's a 6 second or some crazy shit. I'm not, I don't wanna, think that I'm not too much into Warlock, so I'm not, I think they said something about that the amount has been nerfed or something. Am I wrong? I think it really opens up for some other builds with the Shadow.
Yeah, some experimentation. So yeah, this is like a unicorn, like our holy priest, Wildcard Destro. Could be C, could be A tier. Who knows? I don't think that this will be C S tier. S tier is too high up. Too high up.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's put it in the middle of B, I would say. Just as a filler.
Yeah. Maybe high B or something. I don't know. Unicorn. Somewhere here.
Yeah.
Okay. Demonology.
PvE is back.
Felguard?
If not S.
Hard to say, honestly. I mean, Felguard could be good, but Felguard is also a bit of a wild card for me because they buff pet damage, they said on the beta. So pets do a lot of damage on Project Epoch, especially Warlock pets, it seems like. Succubus build is something for PvE, for example, which could be really good. And Felguard could also do a lot of damage. And with Demonic Empowerment, you have a big stun, a 6-second stun or something, 4 second it is,
4 seconds,
when you use it.
That is big. That is very, very, very big. And increased damage dealt for 10 seconds as well. So
yeah, the question is it better than the spec we just talked about? If you would go Ruin and Soul Link, for example, or if you go Soul Link SL or something like this, I think it's weaker than both of the specs. Probably.
I think it's weaker than SL, but I don't think it's necessarily weaker than Destro, Ruin, SL, something.
I mean, you have a 3-second stun from Shadow Fury, which you can get out all the time, and you have a second stun from Felguard, right? So, but you have more damage with the Destruction SL version.
But you can't get the Felguard if you get the Shadow Fury.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I say. So I say Felguard is probably weaker than the other spec we just talked about. Probably.
Maybe.
Because you have everything good from Demonology anyway on us and SL Destro, right?
And I think you don't want to go...
know. I think the Felguard can be quite strong in 1v1 scenarios. It's not I don't think it's a C tier or something. I think it's quite...
No. I would also say it's at least B tier.
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing is, do you want to go into the Affliction tree, or do you want to go into the Destruction tree? That's also the question.
Yeah.
With the Affliction, right? With corruption.
I think exactly. Plus the Soul Siphon, I mean, you kind of need to sustain yourself, and you have it's buffed, so why shouldn't you take it there, right?
But I just think that the 4 second stun that the Felguard suddenly gets now, beyond the charge, it already has the charge, right? That's a root or some semi-stun root thing, and now on top of that you get a 4 second stun, like 4 second stun. That's crazy in my opinion. You can interrupt the heal, you can interrupt so much with that. big cast on you or something. I mean, it's big.
You can get Empowered Corruption and Nightfall technically in Affliction with the Demonology. So I would even consider it better than Deathstroke.
Better than what, sorry?
Better than Deathstroke. Oh, I can't feel like out. Sorry. Yeah, I would consider it better than Deathstroke.
Okay.
On top of the B tier at least, right?
Yeah. Yes, I would even consider it better than Fire.
If not even A tier, with all those CC possibilities and a lot of matches, right?
Yes, you can sustain your pet. You can sustain yourself. You have a lot of rotting damage there. And
I actually now that I look at the A tier, do you want to move Shokkaden?
Yeah, I think Demonology looks stronger than Shokkaden, to be honest.
I also think
I would also say Disc is stronger than Shokkaden, yep. I don't know about the Assassin Rogue. That's you have to say this.
I wouldn't consider it stronger.
Yeah, I think it's stronger, I think actually. Good. Honestly, because that's a lot of extra damage that you're going to be able to do with the extra energy you get from Vigor. That's 2 back-to-back Mutilates.
Yeah, that's true.
Plus all of the... Because you couldn't do 2 back-to-back Mutilates before. That was impossible. Now you can do 2 back-to-back Mutilate in like a split second, and then you can go straight into a really hard... If you get lucky with your poison procs, then you go straight into an Envenom with the increased damage from Envenom and increased your scaling from poisons. I think it's going to basically one-shot some people.
Even if you do not Envenom, you can go into... Mutilate gives 2 points, right?
No, it can get all the way up to 4.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Per Mutilate, 2 points.
So
you can also get...
It can do 4 combo points for 1 Mutilate. Yes.
Wait, so you could technically go Mutilate into Facility, into Envenom, into Mutilate.
Sorry, 3. Sorry, you can get 3 combo points from 1 Mutilate because you get Seal Fate, and it doesn't count from both weapons. It only counts for the entire ability. So that's 2 combo points plus if it crits, then it crits a lot Mutilate. So because you get all the puncturing wounds extra crit. So
I was just thinking about kidneying the enemy and then again mutilating.
Yeah.
Because kidney.
I think assassination will be surprising some people, especially heavy armored people. You'd go assassination against the Holy Paladin. You'd go assassination against the Warrior or a Feral Druid. Because that's just so much extra poison damage you can dish out so fast. You're going to go melt armor. Yeah.
I can't disagree on anything there. I think it will be really strong.
Yeah.
I would adjust some other things though.
Yes.
I would like to put the Warlock Destruction build on top of B. Because the changes they made in the talent tree are really strong. I didn't realize this. And I would also consider the Holy Priest, the Smite Priest, because we talked about the pain suppression thing earlier on.
Yeah.
This could also be good, to be honest. It's a wild card, we know that, but I think it doesn't deserve to be in the CT.
No, I don't think so as well.
Let's put it low B, because is it better than Ele and Balance? We don't really know.
Yeah.
We don't know. We simply don't know yet.
No, I can imagine, but we don't know.
And you're still sticking with Holy on A tier? Wider?
Yeah, Shokkaden is good. It will be good. It has a lot of burst, and with the twist possibilities and the survival possibilities it has, I think it is A tier. Low A tier, but A tier. It can win a lot of duels.
Yeah, I actually, in some sense, I want to say that the Disc Priest, that is our kind of Holy Priest, right? Because you wouldn't really, for a 1v1 scenario, go full Disc.
No. Disc is way stronger than the Smite Priest. The Smite Priest is more offensive, while the Disc Priest is playing more cheesy tactics like Mana Burn and stuff like this. But the Disc Priest will probably win against any caster. Pretty sure, except for SLS and Warlock, because they are just too good. But every other caster spec, they win. I don't think a Smite Priest can do that.
But is it because you think that Power Word Barrier is that good?
No, we're not taking
you don't use Power Word Barrier. You go half Discipline and half Shadow, and then you have the Silence. You have
yes, that's true. We talked about. Sorry, I forgot. Yes.
All good.
Okay. Okay, are we anything else we want to move around, or are we settled on this?
I think S tier is definitely settled.
Yeah.
And everything else looks so far decent.
Yeah. I'm happy with that list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This turned out, for everything we considered, this turned out very, very good.
Alright, that's the end of our PvP Dueling Tier List. Thank you all very much for watching. Please support Shielde as well, go to his channel. And if you found this useful, consider to like and subscribe for more World of Warcraft Project Epoch content.